Hello, senior2. We're back again with a new topic. We will take an introduction, a little introduction of computer dictionary site. Uh, Before we start, introduce what is our project this year. By the way, we have a project creating a dictionary website. Yes, we'll use too many language. We will use an HTML codes, of course, or tags you already studied middle two. And we will take a new programming language called PHP, stands for Personal Homepage. But before we get to know what is a coding and how to write the code for the program and how to design the web pages for our website, we will get to know what is the purpose of our project. Of course, the purpose of our project is creating a computer dictionary site using an open source or a free program, of course, to write coding in open source programming language such as PHP. The important of our project, if you find in your booklet, of course, you will find what is the importance of creating such a website. Of course, we will learn how to use a MySQL database and how to write PHP code. This is the importance of your dictionary websites. And you should have also many tasks which you should do, of course. The first thing, you will create the right environment. And our right environment represented by downloading, of course, the programming language that downloading the software that you will use, such as the Apache or the XAMPP or the web server packages you will use. Then you will start creating your database using, of course, the XAMPP program. Then start designing your homepage. How do you want this page to look like, and what is the inside this page you want to represent for your project? And of course, add many terms in Arabic and English, so it's a translation website after all. And you will edit in 8 pages. You will create at least an 8 pages. Each one represents something in your website. Of course, the steps of creating, like I told you, the first thing, you will download the XAMPP program. You start installing the XAMPP program. Then this is called creating the right environment. Then you will start using this program to create your database or use MySQL database. Then you start writing a coding, of course, using the HTML tag to create a static web page. After creating the static web page, you will use the PHP to make it a dynamic. Yes, to convert it into a dynamic web page. Like I told you, create dynamic web page. And to create a dynamic web page, you need a programming language such as PHP. That's why we're going to learn PHP. This is our famous programming language, and we use a lot of developers use this programming language all over the world, such as the famous social media Facebook was created by PHP. This is one of the programming language you learn. Of course, you know HTML after all. Then, of course, you will start writing this code. We will take it step by step, slowly. And of course, you will have many questions. And like I told you, you have stages to create this project. 3 stages, 3 main stages: designing web page, create database, create web page. The designing of web page is our first stage. Like you see in this diagram, you will find that you have at least 6 pages. One represent the help for your website, one represents the index or the home page, and one to add a term inside your web page, to add a new term inside this dictionary, one for searching a term inside your websites, want to edit on such any term inside your web page, and want to delete this term or delete any translation from your website. We will get to know each one, the page name, of course, the purpose, and some note you should read it. It's very important. For example, if you look to the index.php, this one is a very important page. This represents the main page or your home page actually. For example, this one represents the home page for your website. Yes, don't forget, this one represents your home page and we call it an index.php. This one will activate each the hyperlinks or links from which you can transmit you to another page, of course, inside your web page. Yes, inside any web page, you can click on any link and it transmits you to another page. This is called a hyperlink. This one will activate those links to move on from page to page inside your website. This one is very important. After this, you will create a very important page called connection.php. This one, by the way, if you look carefully to each page, you will find the extension take the PHP. This one represents that this web page is created by this programming language. If you create this web page with another language such as an HTML, you will find the extension is .html. That's why it's very important to know the difference. PHP is a dynamic web page and you will need a server to run this, of course, pages. The HTML is a static page and you don't need a server to run it. It's an easy one. But let's go back to our topic, a connection.php. This one will help you to connect your website and database. Your website needs the database information, and inside this database you will find each term that you added in your websites. That's why to connect to database where they are called before dealing with data, you have to connect first with your database and of course your website. Then it will recall or take or sync between the data inside the database and your web page. This one is very important. This one is the header. This is also not an easy one. This one will show something called a banner. When you open any website, you should find out in this section, in this upper section, a picture, just a picture or a logo representing the name of the pages. And it should be displayed in each or web page inside your website, of course. To show this picture or banner and the links inside your web page, such as this logo, you see this blue logo, this is called a banner. Inside this banner you will find the name of your project or the name of your website and the links to navigate through each web page. This one is called the header PHP. This page you will show the picture or the banner and the links of all the web pages inside your site. You have 4 web pages. Each one represents something, or 5, yes, it's 5, represent something in your website. This is our main pages. Those pages are also important and each one has a certain task, a certain function. This one is to add a term or to enter a term inside your database table. This one will use this page to search for a term inside your database. This one will edit a term inside or modify a term inside your database table. This one will delete a term. You don't need this term inside your web page, so you have to go to this link inside your banner that's shown at the top, of course, of your web page. When you press the delete link, it will direct you to another page called delete term. Then you can delete a term from the database table. Inside the help, you will find out it display a certain information about this site. Maybe how to search for something, how to edit something, how to delete something. That's why we call it a help. You need this one to search for a certain information. By the way, this is just an introduction. Our next lesson we're going to take at how to create our database using the XAMPP program. So please be careful in this practical part. It's a very important one and you should know it truly. Thank you for listening. See you next week.